Good morning, everyone. Rooster says it's breakfast time. Crow says it is too. It is almost 7 o'clock in the morning. Had a thought, which I tend to not trust all that much. Things have been weighing on my mind like they're weighing on your mind. I know why you're clicking on this video, because you saw food prep or prepper or shit hits the fan in signature or whatever I'm going to put in that title. And it got your interest up. Because right now you're trolling through the YouTubes and you're looking for YouTubes that can help you get a grip on what's happening with the world right now. You're thinking about having enough food, aren't you? You're thinking about having enough seeds to plant in a garden, so when your food runs out, you'll be ahead of the game. You're thinking about having enough gas to run your tillers and your cars and your tractors. And you're thinking about being ready. And at nighttime, you're not sleeping all that great, are you? You're developing anxiety. You're looking at what you're seeing on the YouTubes because you can't trust nothing you see on the news anymore. And you're saying to yourself, my God, this is actually happening. The world has ran off its rails. And you keep it all inside. And you make yourself feel better every time you go to Walmart and buy another 3 or 4 20-pound sacks of rice and beans to stash in your closet or put it in your vacuum bags. It's like medicine to your flesh. It makes you feel calm, makes you feel better, knowing that you're prepared. You know why you're here. And you know what I'm about to say. That beans and rice, it ain't worth killing for, and it ain't worth dying over. Everything that God has been instilling in you as a Christian-seeking person has been about sharing and giving. If they steal your coat, give them also your cloak. To die a Christian in this flesh is to live in the Spirit of God. The very one that you've been following all these years has shown you how the ones that he loved and he came to help and he came to feed would kill him. How many guns you got? How much ammo you have? You willing to shoot your neighbor because he's starving, because he didn't have the good sense to prep? You willing to throw down on his kids that you knew since they were 3 and 4 years old, and now they may be 20, sneaking in your garden at night to steal something that may or may not even be growing? Does that sound like something Christ would do? The very Spirit, the very God that has made you a decent person all these years, you think now that it's time to let go of the flesh, we should throw all that away and lose it all in some act of killing, chaos? You really willing to do that? In your head, you have images of ravenous beasts coming to rape your wife and to murder your children. Eat the food that you've stored away like Hollywood has led you to believe for so many years. You ever seen starving people? It's not how our flesh is telling us it's going to be. Store your beans, store your rice. Store them for the hungry. Put your guns away in the closet. You're not going to need them. Any more than one of the 12 needed that sword that he drew out and whacked off that Roman soldier's ear when he came for Christ. If you remember, Christ kind of admonished the guy and laid that sword down, took it out of his hands, laid it down, and then Christ picked up that ear, held it at that guy's head, and put it back on. So the Roman guy could hear. So hear me now. Feed the hungry. And I ain't talking about beans and rice. When they come for you for food, it's not enough just to serve them up some okra, some beans and some rice. It's how you act, it's how you behave, it's how you let the light of God shine through you is what's going to feed that person. If you can't do that, you've never got any part of the message that Christ has been sharing with you all these years. Christ wouldn't have drawn a sword on a man that was coming at him for food, spiritual or physical, or for a coat. Least of all, spiritual food. You can't feed a man by having chaos and fighting. The very purpose of Christ was to take that out of us, so when we left this rock, we could go someplace that's not allowed. Don't end your long God-seeking life a monster. Quit trying to save your worthless hide and save the most precious, valuable thing you're ever going to have. And that is the good news of Jesus Christ. That is the good news of Christ. The spiritual food. Don't hide it from people. Well, to each his own. Everybody's going to do what they think is right. What you have to decide is if you're going to think with your flesh head or are you going to think with the Spirit of God that He's been pumping into you for a long time. If you got anything from what I said, God bless you and God bless me. I'm going to end this video with the scene of the morning, because it is a good morning. We are on the dawn of forever. People, it is a good morning. Maybe that's what that guy is trying to proclaim. Wake up. It's morning.